Yo, what's up, Car Kings? It's your boy Scott Leonard. Back from eating my lunch slash dinner. Let's go back and we're gonna start the video we were watching before I ended the stream over again. It's a video by Dan Coe, The Death of Personal Brand and the Future of Creative Work. It's a 34-minute video. We're probably gonna only watch half of it. But I wanted to start over just to get a clean slate. So let's go ahead and drop into that and see what Dan has to say.
Watching a few small creators online when YouTube was first gaining popularity, and I would consider this the golden age of the creator economy. It was a peak in authenticity where people were just picking up cameras
This is when creators actually made
and teach.
When creators actually made valid content, content that actually added value to the watchers. It wasn't just this generic content slop that we have nowadays where you got AI voiceovers, faceless channels, no character, no value, not even funny, just pumping out by the numbers to make money.
Been learning. People like Matt Ogus, Chris Lovato, and other people in the fitness industry at the time come to mind when I think of this. And the thing here is, the power behind this is that those individuals had such a strong influence and impact on the direction of my life. I was just this kid who came home from school and played video games all day and cooked frozen burritos at night and chugged 5 Dr. Peppers and then woke up early just so I could maintain my rank in Halo 3 so that my other friend didn't pass me. I was a kid with
creators like this still exist. But the problem is that there's so many people pumping out content that they get buried and lost.
I just knew that I wanted something more, but the only thing that I knew at the time was that I wanted to become an anesthesiologist because it paid a lot, right? I was just told my entire life, you need to go to college, you need to go to college. And so that was what was on my mind. That's what framed my perception and every piece of information that I soaked in, everything at school. And everything I did was directed toward going to college and becoming an anesthesiologist. My search history for like a week was just looking at different universities, checking out their majors, and then searching for like the top paying degrees that I could potentially go into because I didn't want to spend 8 to 12 years becoming an anesthesiologist. So I can't thank those creators enough for changing the direction of my life. And I hope that I can be that person for a lot of people. I would say that
the problem is it's a slippery slope because just like he said, he was influenced to go into this creative path. Because he was influenced by those other creators. There's going to be another generation of people who watches his videos and they want to do it faster and quicker. And as time goes by, they start to stack up and everybody's going to try and take a quicker and quicker shortcut, especially with this short form content. Like, it's just a degradation of fucking value of content. That's all.
Join me on this path is to create the content you want to see in the world and build the product you want to see in the world. All of the other skills.
And at the end of the day, the content, like he said, is a product.
The marketing, the sales, the writing, all of those things come under that vision. They help actualize it, but they are not the driving force. Because the thing is, people are starving for this. They're starving for depth on the internet.
Are they though?
Filled with toxicity and memes and all of these things that don't matter, but they can't pull themselves away from it. Social media has drastically changed my life and how much I've been able to learn and do because it's just a library.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with him on that point.
And do almost
certain people, older people over the age of 25 perhaps are looking for depth in the content. But unfortunately, the younger generations just don't have the attention span necessary to watch videos that are 34 minutes long. And this is the reason why we have this degradation in the quality of content, because people are going to do what gets views, and what gets views is 30-second to 1-minute videos of AI generated slop.
You want. So that's what we're going to learn in this video. It's not how to become a personal brand, but how to stand out with unique ideas and create your life's work. Because today we have influencers, creators, and personal brands. These are concepts that have begun to carry a negative connotation with them. In the eyes of the public, there isn't really a difference between them. They're just people that post content online, and they're all relatively similar. But when you hear the word influencer, personal brand, creator, a part of you kind of dies. So if we want to avoid these things, first we need to understand them. We need to create these concepts so that we can.
I think personal brand can go to either one of those two categories. It's mainly just influencers and creators. An influencer, in my opinion, is somebody that you know by name. A Mr. Beast, a Logan Paul, Bradley Martin, a Sneeko, an Andrew Tate. Those, in my opinion, are influencers. A creator is just somebody who's pumping out content and propping up a platform. Hey, what's up, Maxis? Hey, isn't it really late over there, man? I would think it's pretty late over there, isn't it? But as I was saying, a creator is somebody who just creates content for the platform. And at the end of the day, nobody really knows who that creator is. They only know the platform. Whereas an influencer is somebody that you actually know and actually garners fucking followers, real followers that have parasocial bonds to their content. In my opinion,
characteristic of
damn 1 a.m., bro. Shoot,
is that they don't sell a product.
Are you off tomorrow, or do you have to work tomorrow?
Or inspire towards solving a real problem in people's lives. No, we don't need more Lunchleys or Mr. Beast bars that are just contributing to making the population obese and sick. We're at this critical turning point in history.
Obviously, in the creator category, there's different types of creators too.
Just handed out like candy, and the role models
and different types of influencers
who have the most attention are not attempting to do anything about it. Now, I'm not saying that they should. I'm not one to tell them what to do. I'm one to say that if we want to change it, we also have to garner attention, and we have to become the people that try to lead in a positive direction by doing something purposeful and fulfilling. Now, with all of this, don't get me wrong here. You know that I don't think selling a product is bad. It's the only way out of selling a product for someone else, aka working a job. And of course,
I do work so
bad either. They're just
what the fuck, dude?
The point is,
I do work tomorrow, 8 to 5 p.m. I had an afternoon nap. Kind of hard to sleep again, but I'm not going to be up much longer. I posted the Countach video like an hour ago. Drop the link to the Countach video in the chat for me.
Creators, and I would consider myself a creator at times, but most people,
and I'll watch it next,
content creators. They're not reality creators. Most people have a myopic view of the word creator. They don't see it as the literal word creator that holds so much depth and meaning. They see it as, oh, I need to post content today, or else I'm not going to get engagement, and then I'm not going to make sales, and they're stuck in survival mode. They start out with good intentions, but then they quickly become slaves to content templates, and they can't have a single.
In my opinion, creators are just content slaves.
Allows them to stand out. They don't have ideas worth copying. They're the ones that do the copying. They see social media and the algorithm as some formulaic thing that you need to study and dissect and understand. And while that's true to an extent, you're missing the depth behind it. You're missing that all of that is shaped by human nature. And by diving a bit deeper, not only can you understand it more and get better results, but you just open up this world of depth.
I refuse to be one of those guys that is a slave to the algorithm, posting blindly in the hopes that I go viral. I have buddies that have literal millions of followers on Instagram, and they constantly tell me that I'm not following the algorithm and yada yada yada. But no, I'm gonna do whatever I want because I refuse to be a content slave. By the way, Magnus, send me the link on Instagram. Send me the link on Instagram, and then I'll open it up in the chat. So I think that. And I think that maybe the definitions that me and this guy, Dan Coe, have are not equivalent. But I think, in my opinion, you can be, all influencers are creators, but not all creators are influencers. So I'd much rather be an influencer who has my own ideas, my own personality that I project to my viewers, over being a creator who's just blindly following an algorithm. That's just my opinion, though. I could be completely wrong. But that's my take on it.
People see as superficial, and that's true for many areas of life. The other things that they do are just comment under large accounts, not because they like the ideas of the large accounts, but because they want to get the people that are following the large accounts to follow them. Now, of course, again, these things aren't bad. I'm just saying for almost everything we're talking about, we're missing the other half of the perspective. We're missing the meaningful part of the perspective here. The same thing goes with engagement groups. Engagement groups have become like the weird child of the creator economy that people just think are bad things to do. But then when you actually zoom out and think about it, when you were in school, you worked with your friends on your homework. You strategized with each other to achieve a goal. When you're in business, you find business partners to work with. You reach out to your network and you get advice when you don't have it. You help each other grow your own businesses or projects.
Sweet, man. I'll watch that video next.
What engagement group is. It's like going into a Call of Duty lobby and then arguing against the other tribe and helping your team do better and communicating with each other. It doesn't have to be this shallow engagement group type thing. It has to be, and this is a requirement for your success, not only online, but in any area of your life, is to make friends that you work with to grow whatever it is that you're doing. The lone wolf mentality doesn't work in a social setting. What sucks about this, to an extent, is that I'm partially to blame for contributing to this because I teach social media, I teach writing, I teach how to capture attention, but I do feel like I'm rather explicit and nuanced with how to go about these things and bringing this meaningful perspective.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter because the people watching you, they will listen to what you're saying, but they're also going to try and adapt to the algorithm. Like I said, they're creators. They're not influencers.
Especially on short form social media. Now
they'll follow this short form
and Reels and
formula
TikToks are taking off. You have to understand that just by time and character limitation constraints, it's going to be shallow. If you are going on top of
funnel, bro, and please do let me know any tips on where I can do better or new ideas I can try. For sure, bro, for sure.
And kind of in this video, long form is how you actually stand out. Long form is how you actually make a change. Long form is how you stop relying on social media algorithms for the security of your future and you start owning your audience in something like an email list. But we'll talk about all of those things later. Now let's touch on the last one of personal brands. There's influencers, creators, personal brands. Personal brands seem to be an archetype that are simply obsessed with making money and don't care about anything other than that. They become glorified search engines by choosing and sticking to a niche, and their followers churn. They don't actually grow an audience because they're so focused on the high performing topics or just the same topics over and over again.
Yep.
That
they
funnel
arrogant
people
content.
To their email list or their product or their funnel.
Milk the viewers.
Whatever they say online doesn't matter as long as that funnel is growing and as long as they're making money. It's just a constant. They're just like this.
Those are the people who spend money on ads.
For people to run through and get put into a product, and there's no depth behind it. So before we move on, of course, this isn't necessarily bad, but the question to ask yourself is, are you helping people do something that actually matters? Because in order to do that, you can't stagnate. You must personally continuously improve and evolve. Because if you understand entropy, you understand that by stagnating or doing nothing or staying the same, that you aren't doing any of those things. You are declining into chaos. You are unraveling in that.
Damn, this guy's getting too deep with it, man.
You're going to be
it's just, it's literally just YouTube fucking content. This guy's getting super deep with it.
Run and Flappy Bird were great games on your phone. It's good, quick pump and dump cash, but is that really what you're here for? So let's talk about the opposite. Let's talk about the vision. Where do we want to take this whole creator thing? What do we want to be? What is the path to doing what you want and having a fulfilling line of work? Don't be.
The truth is, being a influencer takes a lot of effort, and most people aren't going to be able to put in the time and effort necessary because they want quick results. And unfortunately, you're not going to get quick results, you know, because nobody knows who you are. You can't be an influencer if nobody knows who you are. So it's going to take a lot of work growing your audience.
YouTube creator. Don't be a personal brand. Don't be an influencer.
I disagree. You got to be an influencer and a creator, a combination of the two.
Supported. Right now and for the foreseeable future, that's on the internet. The internet is a tool. Social media is a tool. Software is a tool. If you think these things are toxic and negative, that's a direct reflection of yourself. Algorithms show you more of what you pay attention to. Social media, for the right people, is the singular thing that will change their life. If you believe it's toxic, you close yourself off to that reality, and you can't help but wonder why your life is so toxic. So in a nutshell, where we want to go with this is the ultimate goal of getting paid to be yourself. These new forms of technology, everything coming up, AI, social media in general, the internet in general, are tools to help and display your work, your art, and your experience so that others can benefit from it. As an example, Jordan Peterson isn't a content creator. He isn't.
I'll be moving on to long form content for my first live stream so I can get my face behind my account. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like all of the big influencers, and I disagree with a little bit with what this guy is saying. He tries to separate out influencers, personal brands, and content creators. I think that definition is not completely accurate. I would say there's influencers and there's content creators. All influencers are content creators. Not all content creators are influencers. You want to be the influencer who is both, who creates content that has value and attracts new customers. And the customers, when I say customers, the product that you're selling is yourself, entertainment-wise and knowledge-wise. So I think that, and I just lost my train of thought here. What I was going to say is that, yes, putting your face behind the content is the best move you can make. All of the big influencers, all of the people that are renowned on the internet, it's because their face is associated with their content. Nobody who doesn't have a face associated with the content is well known. Think about it. Because you're just, you're not putting yourself out there enough. So I think that that's a good move, man. Definitely.
Influencer. He isn't a personal brand. That's not his title. That's not his role. That's not his identity. He goes on tours. He writes books.
But maybe I'm yapping.
He leverages social media as a base. He uses all of the tools at his disposal to further his life's work. He isn't worried about the latest content idea trend because his mind outperforms any of those. The quality of his ideas and his critical thought is what sets him apart. And this is regardless of your opinion on Peterson's highs and lows over the years. This is just true. You didn't start on this path to become a quote unquote personal brand on the internet. You started because you wanted freedom, autonomy, meaningful income, the ability to write, speak, and create about the interests that spark a fire in your soul. I'm not proposing that you quit because social media has become what it has. That only means it's easier than ever to stand out, even if you feel like you're late. I'm proposing that you...
No, I disagree. I feel like it's so saturated that the good content gets buried in with the
online business
bad content
and cheap advice. I see it as a new way of life.
And the algorithms are now designed to favor the content that is vacuous and that doesn't have personality. They don't want you to become an influencer. They don't need any more influencers.
Actually benefits you. The problem is that you don't know what value,
because they want all the power to be focused on the platform.
On the internet to make your creative.
Hey Usagi, thank you for joining the chat. How's everything going? Hope you're having a good day. Good afternoon.
That's not a false statement. You do. You could help another person right now. That's all you need. Now, by the way, in terms of creating your life's work or doing all of this stuff or seeing the creator economy in a different light or building a one-person business, I would check out my...
But what I was saying is the platforms don't need any more influencers.
The question now
they want generic content that attracts new viewers to the platform. They don't want the power to be in the hands of the creators.
Truth about money. You understand that your life's work at some point in the job to career to calling evolution will require you to start a business. Now, if thinking of a business or a one-person business as independent work helps you swallow that pill, then please do that. When I mention things like internet and business and these things that may cause you to close your mind off because you haven't been exposed to the information that shows you what those things are, that's when you should think about it more critically and try to see the depth behind those things. Is the internet just this shallow thing that you open on your phone and get distracted in all day? No. The first thing you need to create your life's work is a positive aim for your life.
I think
because
that
here's the thing. You don't need to know what your life is.
It's depending on how you use it, but different generations use it differently.
Your life's work isn't something you maintain 100% clarity on. At times,
I haven't had a chance. I'll check it when I get off the stream.
Delusion, which isn't bad, but necessary for intense bursts of progress. At others, you have no idea what you're doing, but you're still moving toward a positive aim. Your life's work isn't a static sentence that you can articulate to others.
By the way, does the lighting look good?
Is in the unknown.
Is this good lighting?
The nature of the unknown, it's unknown. If it were known, you fell off your path to find security.
Or is it too bright?
You create your life's work.
Dude, oh my God.
Your brand, content,
As
and
far as the
won't stay
McLaren
the same.
updates,
They
I'm
will
pissed,
change
bro.
as
He
you
didn't even
discover
call
new
me
goals for
back.
yourself, but you won't
So I'm
discover
going
those
into the
goals
weekend with
unless
no
you
fucking
start to
car.
pursue
So
your
it means I'm
current
not gonna be able to
goals.
hang out with
So if
Shmi
you aren't
150.
sure on how to
I'm not gonna be able
orient
to do
yourself
anything
in a
I was planning on
positive
doing.
direction, deeply understand what you don't want in life. An anti-vision that brings clarity to your vision. Is it a job you despise?
I'm
And your
pissed.
aim is to create more enjoyable work and learn everything necessary to achieve
I'm
that.
literally
Anything
pissed.
else is a distraction. Is it being overweight and unconfident? Then your aim
The
is the
dealership is
opposite of
open on
that.
the weekend,
Get
but
mad at
the
yourself.
service department is
Two quotes
closed.
that explain this quite well is That Which You Don't Hate, You Tolerate by Malcolm X, and No Tree Can Grow to Heaven Unless Its Roots Reach Down to Hell from Carl Jung. So the first thing you need is a positive aim for your life. The second thing you need is a way to attract an audience. Now the thing here is that the term followers has lost its punch. And we're going to talk about this in a future video about how followers don't matter anymore. Because
They don't.
You see
All
it
that matters is
Someone
watch
can go
time.
viral on TikTok, make $1 million, and then just continue to repeat that, and they only have 500 followers. So in terms of followers, I prefer the term readers, but since not everyone identifies as a writer, let's just call it an audience, because that's a first principle of business. You need people in order to pay you for what you do in your business, the value you provide.
You don't know
If
anyone who
don't have
knows
an
that
audience, you don't
McLaren
have a
well.
business.
Maybe
Now,
they
there are
can
few
put a word
beautiful
in.
things about the internet itself.
The problem is I
First
do
how
know
far your work
the people there
spreads
pretty
is a
well,
skill that can be
but there's
learned
not
and
that many
practiced,
people working
not
there.
luck. Second is there are people.
I'm
who
just
relate to
annoyed,
your
man. It's
vision
gonna
and
be
plan
an
for the
annoying week.
future, meaning you can attract people to the things you talk about. And the third
If
thing
anything
is
else
that
happens to
it's
this car,
free,
I'm trading it in
accessible, and the
for a
majority of the
Huracan.
population has access to it. So if you're trying to attract people to your work and one of your first options isn't
Because I was really looking forward to this weekend. I ain't gonna
platform on
lie.
the internet, then you're doing something wrong unless you know exactly what you're doing. This video isn't for you if you just know exactly what you're doing. I'm personally of the belief that social media was created from a deeper desire for human connection, sharing your knowledge, and solving problems at scale. And now that it's here,
Dude, tell me about it, man.
distractions taking over, not too many people see it as that. They don't see it as a vessel to pursue their
Aggravating.
life's work.
It's
You're
extremely
telling me you have
aggravating.
indirect access to nearly everyone in the world, and you don't think any of them can benefit from what you have to offer. Yes, it takes development and skill acquisition, but once you truly see the potential for everyone to have a business in this global decentralized economy, it's hard to pursue any other path. And as Naval said, there are almost 7 billion people on this planet. Someday, I hope, there will be almost 7 billion companies. Now, of course, this is just speculation.
That is just
but it's
yapinology here. There's never gonna be 7 billion companies because not everybody can own a company. Not everybody can be a business owner. That's not how the world works. This guy's starting to yap a little bit, to be honest. If I'm keeping it 100.
Finally pursue your passions, what I'm trying to encourage you to do right now. The point here is that the internet is how you attract an audience to your life's work. An audience, large or small, with small being enough to make more than enough money to be fulfilled, is not optional. Because you aren't working for a company that attracts the audience for you, that you just...
Bro, it's not even the car not being there that's annoying. It's because a lot of content is being wasted because of it. 100%, dude. And also, what annoys me is that he didn't even call to follow up and tell me that it wasn't going to be ready. He just left me on the hook.
And readily accessible route that I believe
Completely
is
unacceptable.
the foundation of all the other things, because you can.
And I
test
could have
content
definitely
on
made some
social
crazy
media
content
before
this
you
weekend.
decide to blow money on
This weekend is a complete
So
waste.
You have a positive aim for your life. You're improving. You're developing. You're gaining value, and then
Nothing. Not an email. Not a call. Nothing.
to that value. Now, the third thing you need is a project turned into a product. Projects are how you achieve the goals in your life. Projects are how you build a solution to a problem. Projects are how you guide experimentation, education, and skill acquisition. Profitable products provide a transformation. They solve a problem to help you get closer toward a goal, like I talk about in mental monetization. So if you aren't building a project every single day that pushes you toward your vision for the future.
Okay, with this video, guys, I think we got the point here. This guy is yapping a little bit too much. Basically, my takeaway from the video is that I don't want to say my takeaway because it's not exactly what he was saying, but my point is that there's content creators and there's fucking influencers. And you want to be an influencer. You want to have your content tied to you directly where people actually know who you are by name and you're not just a random creator on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube that nobody knows. They've seen your videos. Your videos have gone viral, but they don't know who it is or who made it. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy churning out generic content. That being said, our boy Maximus created a reel of a Countach. I want to take a look at it. So we're going to go check that out right now. We'll go over to Instagram and let's check it out. I wish I could make this type of other content. Like, did you make a vlog or anything that's longer, like longer format? 5-liter V12 Lamborghini Countach is known for its iconic shape, scissor doors, and lack of large mudguards. The original Countach was designed by Marcello Gandani and is considered one of the many exotic designs developed by Baritone. This is a sick card. Now, no vlogs. I'll be doing my first IRL stream later in December. Go for it, man. Go for it. And you're gonna be I guess you're gonna be streaming on Kick, probably, right?
You're posting on YouTube.
What's crazy is the most people I get is usually on Kick. I would think I would get more people on YouTube because I already have a channel. But unironically, most of the people I have on my channel are not people who watch live streams, I guess. Anyways, this video, after I watched part of the video I was just showing you guys, I got this video on my stream, on my feed. Why starting a YouTube is a brilliant idea, even if nobody watches. And I was curious what she was going to say, so let's just see what this lady is going to say.
Spending hours on your content and barely getting any views or subscribers. And you're probably wondering, why the hell am I even bothering? Maybe you're looking at other creators and seeing them grow way faster and it's got you feeling discouraged. If that sounds like you, let's have a chat, because that was literally me 3 years ago.
You should be creating the content you want for yourself. Look, if I was creating content only for views and monetization, I would have given up already. I've been creating content for almost 3 years and I still haven't got monetized. I barely get views. The highest viewed video I've got has 29,000 views on it, which is nothing at all. Getting 1,000 views on YouTube is like getting 0 views. So if I was doing it for the views, I would have already given up. You need to do content that makes you happy. Put your voice out there and hopefully it will attract people. Hopefully it will attract people.
In this video, I'm going to break down 3 reasons.
Otherwise, you're going to get disappointed and you're going to quit.
Even when it feels like no one is watching. I've been posting on YouTube since 2016, and this is actually my 5th channel. People often say the only reason I grow on YouTube is because I'm a young, attractive female. Well, thank you. But the reality is, from 2016 to 2020, in 4 years of posting, I couldn't even reach 2,000 subscribers. You know, pretty privilege is real, but it wasn't enough for me to get recognized. Maybe my videos were so bad that even pretty privilege couldn't save it. Who knows? For the longest time, nothing happened. But then one video of mine hit and we went from 100 subscribers to 100k subscribers in just 3 months. Out of my 7 years on YouTube, I spent 4 years not seeing results. But here's what I want to remind you. You don't have to focus on numbers.
Never know what video is going to blow up either.
Enjoy doing YouTube. When it first started, YouTube wasn't about algorithms, numbers, or going viral, right? Like, YouTube was literally created for us to yap. You didn't need to be a filmmaker or some storytelling expert. You could just grab a camera, start talking, sharing your opinions, your life, or whatever you would fancy, basically. And
yeah, but that was first generation YouTube.
If you want to use
the
YouTube
meta
as
changed.
a creative outlet to express yourself and have just fun, then do that. You might think like, what if my friends think that? What if this? What if that? Happens, you know.
He's right, but the problem is the meta changed, and that change in meta changed the whole way the whole platform was used.
Posting one video and going viral and getting recognized by people, but in reality, no one is going to see maybe your 50, maybe even first 100 videos because they're going to suck. But here's the things can get tricky. I've seen a lot of people say they're just doing it for fun. They say it's just a hobby, but that's also a way of hiding the fear of failure. Because the second you admit you do want to grow, every video that doesn't get views can feel like a failure. Maybe someone's looked at your channel and said like, oh, you don't have that many subscribers, so you're small. And maybe you use the excuse, well, it's just a hobby, I'm not interested in growth. But be honest with me, is it really a hobby? Or is it an excuse? There is nothing wrong
Damn,
with
she trying to
wanting to grow,
go deep
right?
on this
But
one.
If you do need to be honest with yourself. Do you really want to do YouTube as a hobby, or do you want to actually grow? If it's just a hobby,
saying it's a hobby is a cope.
don't stress about the numbers and just enjoy the process. But if you want real growth, you can't treat it like a hobby anymore. If you're serious about growing your channel, I created a completely free guide to help you get started, figure out your niche, discover your unique strengths, and also how to approach YouTube in my niche navigator guide/worksheet. If that sounds helpful, the link in the description below is completely free.
The thing is, it sounds easy, but when you actually start putting effort into it, it's extremely difficult.
It gives you the power to not give a fuck. What do I mean by this? I think the power of not giving a fuck consists of 3 elements: financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. If you can work from wherever you want, whenever you want, and money is not a deciding factor in your life, it gives you the power to say fuck you to things you don't want to be a part of.
The funny thing is, everything she just described, I already have with my current employment. So doing YouTube is just like an extra on top of that. What I wanted to say earlier is that yes, saying it's a hobby is a cope for sure, but it is extremely difficult to get views. And think about this. I had been making content regarding cars, the vlogs, for probably 2 years. And now I've done a strong pivot to streaming because I feel like streaming perhaps might be a better edge for me, just reacting and giving my opinions on things. I feel like doing the car content, I really don't ever have a chance to give my true opinions about anything. It's mostly about the fucking cars, and people aren't going to watch to listen to my opinion, you know? Because they don't know who I am. So I think that growing a broader audience with the live streaming and then going back and occasionally continuing to post the car vlogs might be a better strategy to build a channel. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it's an experiment. I'm experimenting here to see what works. So I guess I'll find out in a few months, right?
This opportunity. When you become a creator, the amount of flexibility and freedom you can have is absolutely crazy. I travel to whenever I want with whoever I want, and honestly I can't think of any other job that allows you this much of flexibility and freedom. But to get to that point, you obviously need to do a lot of sacrifices, right? Because every good thing takes time, and only those who can endure the pain of hard work without immediate results truly deserve to enjoy the rewards of happiness. It sounds kind of cheesy, but that's kind of like my life motto. If you want to enjoy the fruits of having a successful YouTube channel, having videos, no one watching, is a non-negotiable part of the journey unless you're already famous. So when you're just starting out on YouTube, creating
100%.
content already takes a lot of time, right? Like you want to make your videos look interesting and professional, but that can be tough when you're figuring everything out. You'll need B-roll, music, sound effects, and high quality
to know how to edit as well.
Stand out, but finding all that stuff can take forever. That's why I recommend
Oh my god, this was a ad copy.
It gives you unlimited downloads of all kinds of media, like 4K.
You got us, guys.
Music.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Because when I was in Turkey, I felt like I wasn't Turkish enough culturally, and I just didn't fit in completely, you know? And when I was in Japan, it was the same thing. I didn't feel Japanese enough either. It's not just about like how I look, but also how I behave, how I see the world. It's kind of like I'm too much of both.
Yeah, she debated us on that one, man. I wasn't expecting it to be an ad.
One who fully understands
ad
that
copy.
feeling and made me feel like an outsider. And it wasn't like I hated the attention growing up, okay? In fact, I do really enjoyed it. But there was always this feeling of not having a place where I really
My thing is that if all of these people can blow up on YouTube and get hundreds of thousands of views, I can as well, you know? And I'm not going to give up just because I haven't made it yet. I'm just going to keep trying different things until I succeed.
During that time, one thing that brought me any kind of joy.
Oh, my face is itching like crazy. I have no idea.
I spend hours and hours watching videos, escaping in this world where people were just like, you know, yapping and sharing their opinions. And one day I thought, why not try making my own videos? Obviously at first, like no one was watching, okay? It wasn't like
There's nothing
suddenly
special
my
about
life
these people.
changed or anything like that. But then
If they can
in
do it,
my
you can
fifth
do it,
year of
man. There's
trying to
nothing
be a
special about
YouTuber,
them.
I
It's just the
made
amount
this
of
one
effort they put
video
in, the
where it was
time,
about what it's like
and
to
practice.
be half Japanese, half Turkish, like how I never felt at fully home in either place.
What's
it's
wrong,
like being
baby?
a mixed kid growing up. And to my surprise, that video went viral. People from all over the world like started commenting, saying they felt the exact same way growing up, and people who were also third culture kids or had never quite fit in, telling me that they understood me, of like feeling of not belonging. You know, even though the video reached some wrong audiences, there was like literally a meme about me saying how I'm the best at denying war crimes, which I find really hilarious. But
Christ.
there are so many people.
Even though I don't even care at this
how
point,
I
man. Like if
felt.
people start
Like, for the
clipping, if I say
first
something
time,
crazy and
I
they
felt
clip
like I
it and it
wasn't
goes
alone, and I
viral,
think that's what YouTube gave me. It's
don't really
basically a
care.
space where I could feel seen and
at this
safe.
point, any
So
publicity
it's
is good
not about the
publicity.
country that I'm in, but it's just about the people.
But at the same time, I'm going to continue doing what I want to do as well and talking about the things I want to talk about, watching the videos I want to watch.
To build that kind of a community. Even with a much smaller audience, you can build your tribe and you can connect with people you would never have met otherwise. For example, I recently opened a second channel where I talk about basically whatever I want. And we're currently only like 7,000 subscribers, but the community there is much stronger than here where we have 1.4 million. In my opinion, like I'm not going to lie, this past
Oh my
year,
god, I just noticed she has 1.4 million subscribers.
I forgot to make building a community on this channel a priority in my life. You know, my uncle scammed my dad and we ended up in huge debt. And to get us out of that debt, I had to
What is that?
making money
Sorry guys, it's like somebody
and
banging
I'm
on the
super
wall or
close to
something.
paying it off right now. And once I get this out of this like hell loop, I'm definitely going to shift my focus back to building community instead of just chasing numbers, because that what gives me freedom and what gives me like joy and happiness. But yeah, back to the topic. I always think about this way. If I had given up back when no one is watching, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. And
The bottom line is never give up.
for you too. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for years.
But also, she has a little bit of cope when she said it's not because she's an attractive girl. Look,
no one is watching right now.
I'm sure that being a person who doesn't look bad probably helped the channel a little bit, for sure. 100%.
Find your voice and create a space that.
Bro, ever since I started doing that,
to grow or for just
doing that, it made filming and editing content a lot more enjoyable because I'm just doing what I want to do. I just don't.
Eventually. So keep.
I got too deep into wanting the views and likes, but stopped looking into it. Yeah, no, the same thing happened to me, bro. That's why I haven't been posting that much on Instagram, and I've been kind of slowing down my content posting and
I started posting
just doing my own thing, man, because focusing on the views was driving me crazy.
every single day and got monetized on YouTube. Okay, so let me explain why I did it, why I decided to finally start posting every single day, and how I did it, because that sounds like a lot, right? Even just hearing that, it sounds very, very overwhelming. But here's the thing. On my lifetime hours, right? My entire time I've been on YouTube, I have over 10,000 watch hours. I just got monetized after posting for 5 years. I started YouTube back in 2013.
How did she have over 10,000?
Got the
Oh,
courage to
I got
post
you.
my first YouTube
Over the 5
video.
years.
2018,
The
20.
problem is you need to have the 4,000 watch hours within 365
I
days.
wasn't posting consistently. I thought that posting consistently meant posting 1 to 2 to 3 times a week. And then I just had to take a step back. After 5 years of not being monetized, I had to take a step back and say, okay, I love talking about what I'm talking about. I love motivating and inspiring people in the arena of health, fitness, and mindfulness. Like this page is about wellness.
I posted at a new time today, and it seems like most of my supporters are asleep at the moment. Might just
And
repeat
you
tomorrow
are
morning.
More in the arena of me as far as
When I was posting on Instagram every day, I would post at like 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is like the best time to post. People are coming home from work. They want to watch something while they relax. It's the best time to post. By the way, what she's talking about here, I think it's the same thing that was happening to me. Like, I'm posting on YouTube, but I was posting 1 time a week. So even if I got a video that got 5,000, 6,000 views, it wasn't going to help me get monetized because I'm not getting the amount of watch hours within the time frame needed. I'm hoping that live streaming helps a little bit, which I think so far it has been helping. because I looked at my analytics and my watch hours are actually way up. But the main thing is not just posting once a week, it's posting every single day. If you're getting low view count, then you post every single day. It will help you.
Can be discussed every single day because it's something that kind of requires to be discussed every single day. When we're talking about wellness, health, fitness, spirituality, God, right? Those are daily topics, essentially, right? We're all worried. We're all conducting ourselves in that arena every day. When we open up our refrigerator, when we wake up, whatever we're doing, right? With our health for that day. So I said, why is it that there's pages that I see that have over 100,000 subscribers and they're just really going live every day. They're just posting in their car. It's very nonchalant. And I was like, what is it? Like, did they just get lucky? And then I just had to take a step back and I said, you know what the arena that I'm in, it's going to require me to go on YouTube every single day.
You have to go hyper mode.
And get people to know me. Like, I need to be able to connect with people because people that know me in real life, they know that I live and breathe health and wellness.
You need to go hyper mode to get the views. That's what I'm learning too with the live streaming.
Everybody it's almost like a running joke. Like, people know me in my family and my close friends is being somebody that's very into
because posting once or twice a week and getting 2,000 views, 3,000 views is not gonna cut it. It's just not gonna cut it. You're not gonna make your goal ever.
Well, you're really kind of showing up consistently.
The speed, the attrition of the viewer speed is not there.
You always see the same person.
The watch hours aren't there. Nothing is there with that time, with that fucking posting schedule.
Over the course of time, you're always seeing each other and saying hello and chit-chatting, right? So I was like, that's what it is. The people that I'm watching that have over 100,000 subscribers with very low edited videos, they're on every day. So I was like, that's what I need to do. That's going to get me over the hump. And again, this is what I told myself, and this is what I hope is going to unlock some things for you if you want to start your channel, or you're just in a rut, or you feel like you're kind of going nowhere fast. Certain niches, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm learning along with you guys. I'm in the trenches. I am no YouTube growth guru, but I did just get monetized, and there is a couple things that I did do differently to get monetized. And so that's what I'm sharing with you today. So
I could post every day, but having new content every day would be the issue I run into. Yeah, there are cars at work, but I got to work, not film content.
And
I just filmed like 30 minutes before I'm about to head home. Or when we're doing photography for the business page.
Now, I have to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem I was facing with the car content as well. Like, it's hard to make content every single day. It's almost impossible because there's not something happening every single day. So unless you're in a big city like LA or Miami or New York where there's something happening every single day that you can go to, or you can just drum up your own fucking events, it's extremely difficult. I think that for my channel, for my page, the pivot to live streaming is what I really needed. Even though it's harder to stand out because almost anyone can live stream, I think I'll be able to pump out more videos consistently and also just, more of myself. Put myself out there,
Of course. I think I had about 1,500 hours left. So you have to hit the 4,000 watch hours to get monetized for the AdSense. I had about 1,500 hours left. But it was just like such a slow crawl that I kept not meeting the 4,000 watch hours within the 365-day timeline.
She's having the same issue I'm having right now.
Let another year go by and not have this figured out. So I was like, I'm gonna go on live every day. Boom, got monetized. It was like every single day I kept accumulating more and more newer viewers that were engaging with my channel, and the algorithm kept pushing it out. And then every time I had something new, it like, we have to think about it as if we're the viewer as well. Like, when we're on YouTube, it's nice to see that someone that you're connecting with, that someone's content that you really enjoy and you really like, it's nice to see when they have a new fresh video, right? And let's just be honest, we live in a very fast-paced society where if you don't post for 3, 4, 5 days, well, there's somebody else that's posting every day.
Yep.
Right? Now, again, there is certain...
And also your channel's going to get deprioritized.
your videos are so beautifully edited, or it's more documentary style, or it's vlog style, and people really look forward to the really high quality edited videos. This information is not for those individuals.
I think that the vlogs only work if you're already well known. But she is right with documentaries, and that type of content does get a lot of views if you post once or twice a month.
Right? I'm on the way to the gym right now. I'm sure I'm going to get into a conversation. There's always someone I get into a conversation with after the class about what we're going to eat for the day.
Because there's definitely influencers that post once a month and they get millions of views, but it's because the content they're posting is extremely well curated.
So that's what I did. I just started habit stacking, doing my content and pressing the on button and not overthinking. And I'll be honest as well, being a woman, there's a lot of pressure to have the hair done, have the makeup beat down, right? Have the outfit done. And it's like,
yep, Tavarish, exactly.
At the end of the day, most of the time, unless you are,
but for that to work, you have to be doing some crazy shit like Tavarish or
you are a makeup
fucking
artist,
Whistle and Diesel,
that
Alex Choi.
Most women are not.
Those guys get millions and millions of views when they post a video because what they're doing is fucking insane.
I gotta just get confident with my natural face, my natural hair, and this is what I do. So you'll see me. Full transparency, you'll see me. My hair will more than likely be up in a bun, which is a protected style. Okay, so I'm protecting my hair at the same time. It's
a
cute
protective
and it's temp,
style.
right? It looks neat.
How long is this goddamn video? I thought this was 10 minutes long. Okay, guys. I want to react to this complete video, but I also have other obligations tonight. It's Friday night, so I am going to be calling it a night here. I'm going to leave this in the queue. Tomorrow, we're going to start off right with this video. I will probably restart the video again. I think this is a good trend we're following here. Just talking about YouTube in general and how to grow our channels and whatnot. Damn, I lost my train of thought here. So yeah, so I'm gonna call it a night, guys. If you value this content, if you think that it was entertaining or it added value to your night, then I exhort you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when I go live. Tomorrow I'll probably be live around 9 a.m. in the morning until probably noon or 1 p.m. So like I said, if you guys think that this content adds value to your life, if you're learning something, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, it's your boy, Scott Leonard. I want to say I really do appreciate Maximus for joining the chat. Who else joined in here? Maximus, Uzaji for joining the chat. And everybody else who's been watching, I really do appreciate it. But with that being said, it's your boy, Scott Leonard, and I'm out. Good night, guys. Have a good weekend. See you guys tomorrow.